Yo, how we doing? Welcome back to another episode of Bleacher Talk, the only talk show on Bleachers. Today's guest is a UF student. He's getting his degree in pre-pharmacy. He's gonna be doctor in a few years. I can't wait to see that happen. Eric DeRoche, get over here, buddy. Get over here, man. What up, bro? Oh, man. How you been, man? How you been?
Same old. You know, we out here just chilling.
Of course, always, man.
How you been?
Oh, I've been well, bro. I've been well. I'm shooting this talk show, man. I'm doing well in school.
Living life, man.
Of course, living life,
look
bro.
Look at this view.
Exactly. Oh, it's a beautiful sunset right now. Beautiful sunset. So, I was gonna have you give you like a little backstory about you. Catch up if yours up first.
All right. So, for y'all that don't know me, my name's Eric DeRoche. 22. Go to UF. Like he said, I'm a bio major, studying pre-pharmacy. I'm graduating this semester. Currently in the process of applying to pharmacy school. Got a few interviews already under my belt. Got a few next week, so kind of waiting to see where I end up. You know.
Oh, that's good, bro. That's good. Wait, so like, how'd you know that you wanted to like do pharmacy and be a doctor and all that? Like,
So I was like most people. I didn't really know. You know.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like I actually used to want to be an engineer, and I wanted to be a biomedical engineer. And when I started actually at UF, I ended up taking a pharmacy class that kind of started pointing me in that direction. And I have two uncles who are pharmacists, so like after I took that class, I started talking to them about it, and it just like really made me realize like, wow, this is kind of what I want to do. You know?
Damn, that's dope. So like, what is it that they do actually, like pharmacists? I'm not really sure.
So I mean, obviously you guys know there's like the Walgreens pharmacies you walk in, but there's pharmacy is actually like a huge field. What I want to do, I don't want to do community pharmacy, which is like a Walgreens pharmacist or something like that. What I want to do is like more research focused. I want to study a new field called pharmacogenomics, which is actually it's basically, like I said, it's research centered, but it's a field where you analyze the human genome and actually study how drugs can be better tailored for specific people based on their genetic makeup.
Of course. Damn, bro. That's amazing, dude. Like, that's mind blowing, bro. Cause like nowadays we're doing stuff like biology and all that.
Exactly.
So like
there's so many problems related to pharmacy, like misuse of drugs and a lot of stuff like that. So I kind of just want to help
out, dude. Shit, bro. You're about to change the world, bro. You're just about to change the world. Oh man. Like, how do I say it? Like more on that. So you're saying that like you want to, how do I say, create drugs for each like person, like individual.
Yeah,
like, how's that gonna work?
So basically, obviously, we all have receptors in our body, but basically based on your genetic background. So it's where you're from and also like where you grew up kind of plays a part in your genes. So based on how your receptors are formed, some people react better to certain classes of drugs, certain types of drugs. So it's kind of taking everything as a whole, and I could maybe, instead of giving you one pill, I could give you another pill that actually might work for you better. You might not have to take it as long, like things like that. So it kind of like helps everyone.
That makes sense. I mean, like, it's 2019. Why hasn't that like been like brought up already? You know,
it's a pretty new field, just because there's a similar field called pharmacogenetics, which is where where pharmacogenomics came from. So because it's so new, it's actually came about within like the past like 10, 15 years. So it is growing, and it's actually growing pretty quickly just because of all the benefits that it does have. But it's not something that's gonna happen overnight. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Now, like, with all these new drugs and all that, like, how long do you think that humans can live? Because like our drugs are getting better and better and better and better. You
so
know,
that's the iffy thing. Obviously, you know, there are diseases like cancer and those things that will hopefully one day be able to get rid of. But for now, you know, they're the problem we have to deal with. How long people are gonna live, I don't know.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's also like a huge ethics issue.
Of course.
Because you do have people who want to live forever. Some people don't want to live forever. So it's like if we ever get to that point where people are living forever, it's like does it really make sense? Because the earth can only sustain, you know, so many people.
Exactly.
So it's a tough issue. I won't have to deal with that because I feel like that's a long, long ways
Yeah,
off.
of course.
We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, that's dope. Now, one thing with like technology, like I'm sure that you guys like have integrated like technology into pharmacy. Like I'm not sure if you use AI yet.
I mean, big time. So I'm personally like I like AI, but there's also the other side of just all the issues with it and robots and take over the world.
Yes, bro. It's scary.
That's a whole nother conversation. We won't even go there. But technology plays a huge role in pharmacy, just like I said with research. So we use computers for a lot of what we do. So let's say I take your blood and do analysis on your genome for your genetic makeup. Obviously, we're gonna store that in a computer somewhere. There's actually a database, a national database, and actually even some international countries also participate in it, where it compiles all genomes of everyone, people across the world. So other researchers such as myself, or people even researching in other disciplines, can like look at and use that information however they need, right?
So like certain genomes have certain diseases that come along with it.
Yeah, so just like whether it's based on your race and background. So obviously some African Americans might be more predisposed to something like diabetes, you know. So a lot of diseases are like that. So kind of
damn, that's crazy, bro.
So yeah, and then obviously just like not even just for that basic pharmacy. I mean, you walk in and request a drug, you know, your prescription gets sent from your doctor to the pharmacist on the computer. You know, that's how they pull everything up. So literally, I mean, everything is technology based in the world we live in nowadays. You know,
interconnected. Another thing about technology, man, you're super great guy. Like, you use Twitter perfectly, man. Like, I have to bring it up, right? Like, you use Twitter like perfectly. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you use it so well, man?
I don't know about perfectly. I used to be a clown, man. I used to be.
It's entertaining, bro.
I used to be out there wilding. Like, I don't know if any of y'all used to follow me on Twitter like 3-4 years ago, back in high school, when I used to be out there. Now I toned it down a little bit, but you know, it's just Twitter's somewhere, you know, you can express yourself. You see other people expressing themselves, you interact. So, you know, like I might say a little something funny here and there. Like sometimes on the total opposite note, like I might want to use the platform I have and the followers I have to talk about a serious issue, like with stuff going on in the world, or like to be funny, like I said, or just to meet people. I can't tell you how many people I met over Twitter over the years. Like, you know, your boy used to slide in the DMs a little bit back in the day. You know, not anymore. But like just meeting people that way, making friends, like people who live like around you. Like Twitter's great, bro. It literally covers all the bases. You know.
Like it's so funny too. Like, cause you have a perfect balance of like being funny but being serious. You found that balance, bro. Like you just found it. Like,
I try. For all y'all out there, if you want to follow me on Twitter at EDSROCHES23. So if you want to see what he's talking about, but it definitely wasn't easy, because I think I used to be wilding a lot more, but now I think I have found that balance.
Like, I need some tips, because like I use Twitter, like I just retweet stuff and I just look at stuff, but I don't make posts. Like, how'd you learn how to use it like to your advantage?
I guess just through usage. Like, I used to sit on Twitter. I used to be on Twitter all day, every day, just because I found stuff funny, or just used to be on it. But I think just over time, like it's different for everyone, for one. But you come across like how, as you learn yourself better, you come across how you want to present yourself to other people. So just as you learn more about yourself, you're like, okay, like I can do this, and you know, you might have some friends who like to see that other side of you. So you just find that balance, you know.
That's cool, man. Cause like I feel like people use Twitter to like find their niches. Like there's like Black Twitter, basketball Twitter, like NBA Twitter. There's God,
there's so many different
politics Twitter. There's like so many like different like clicks on Twitter, and like follow, like that's what you consume.
Oh, exactly. Like, like I'm sure my timeline looks like totally different from your timeline, which is something that fascinates me, bro. Like even people, like not even just Twitter, like on Instagram. Like I could pull up my phone right now, and you can scroll through my Instagram, and I can scroll through yours, and we'll see two totally different
Exactly,
stuff, you know?
bro. Perspectives, and like that's good, but bad, because like if you follow like lots of like ignorant bad accounts, and like that's what you consume, man. Like you are what you consume.
So like I mean, I guess I gotta give a shout out to my parents for they always taught me not to be narrow-minded, you know, to kind of keep an open mind and to observe things around me. So I'm a super observant person. Like I like to see what's going on not only around me but like in the world, and I like to see different points of view. Like if I'm presented with information, like I'm not just gonna accept it as the truth, you know. Like I'll if I'm intrigued by it, I'm gonna do some research and find out like what's really going on, you know. And I think that's something that most people don't do nowadays. Like if you see a lot of people, if they see something like on the internet, on Twitter, or just like something their people, like their friends tell them, they automatically assume it to be true, you know. And
it's groupthink, bro, because like they don't choose to question it. It's like everyone's so comfortable with everything online as fact when it's not. Like it could be opinion or it could be fact, but like but like how I explain it, like one has to find the information to prove that that's true or not.
Exactly. Like you do your research, then you can come to your own opinion. Like don't just accept what other people are telling you or their opinions just because like you think that's all there is to it. Because there's always more to the story. You know?
Exactly. Like online, like not enough people know that. If people like did like what you said, there'd be less arguments on Twitter. Like there's so many arguments on Twitter over the silliest issues, bro. Like it's insane.
I can't tell you how many arguments I've had off Twitter, but just like the way I am, like I'm a laid back person, so even if someone says something I don't agree with, I'm not gonna just come and attack you, you know. Like I'm a person, I like to have discussions. Like not everything has to be an argument. Even if I come to you from a different point of view from the other side, it doesn't mean I'm arguing with you. I'm trying to have a discussion with you, you know. I'm not necessarily trying to make you think how I'm trying to think, but I'm trying to see where you're coming from. I'm trying to let you know where I'm coming from, you know.
Exactly.
I think that most people can't do that, and that's where arguments happen, bro. Because people,
literally, bro.
Like the second someone says something to someone else, and it's an opposing point of view, people are all like, oh,
up in arms, like
are ready to fight, ready to throw hands. Like,
bro,
calm down, bro. Calm down. I'm just trying to see what's going on in your head and trying to let you know what's going on in your mind and like just talk about this. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen.
It's so hard to online, like especially in like politics, bro. Like it's that much worse, bro. Like there's no even ground, bro. Like there's none. Like I have friends that like I can talk to about it, like of opposing like
the mindset.
Yeah, mindset, and like we have like a discussion. But other people like what? No, no. That's my point of view. That's my opinion. You're wrong. I'm right.
Yeah.
Get out my face. It's like come on, bro. Like
because they're so close-minded and narrow-minded. Like politics is obviously a very sensitive subject, especially now in the world we're living in today. I'm not gonna say too much.
Of course,
Like just like you said, it's hard to find people where you can really have a constructive discussion with and have it not turn into an argument.
Exactly. Like I don't have Facebook anymore. Like I think I deleted it like last year or so. But like Facebook's the worst with it, man. Like Facebook, like it's like I don't use it anymore. Thank God I don't use it anymore. But like it was bad. Like all right, that was bad. But with Twitter, like it's a lot better because like it's like words. You know what I mean? Like you can't put a filter. Like how do I say it? Like you can't. What's the? I'm saying like filter photos. Like it's not Instagram. It's like you can't make yourself something different because you're just using words. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Twitter's more real.
Yeah, it's more real. Yeah.
Like Facebook, we all used to use Facebook, but I still have mine. I don't like.
Yeah, you don't use it.
On it. But yeah, just like that's another reason why I was always so drawn to Twitter. You know, just because people more so keep it real and you know, like the character limit. Like
exactly.
Some people be out there trying to type a whole book and like nah.
Of course. Like thread here. Like no one.
Not only is no one gonna read that, but at the same time, like that's not how conversations work. Like you don't type out a book and someone read it and then like have a little response. Like it's a back and forth thing. You know?
Exactly. You're right. I said it's a back and forth. And people don't understand that. People think it's like it's my way or the highway, and it's not. You know.
That's the source of all those arguments because people will just be like if you don't think how I think, like why am I talking to you?
Of course.
And that's like I consider myself a knowledgeable person just because I like to see and understand how other people are thinking, like what their viewpoints are, whether it's based on whatever what their reasoning is and stuff like that. And I think that's where a lot of people are lacking nowadays, especially kids our age. They're just so quick to form their own opinions or to accept those of others without truly understanding where they're coming from or sitting down and even thinking about it. Like, I'm sure a lot of people nowadays, I think you should take a few moments every day to sit down and just think, like just take a being, like you can call it think, meditate, whatever you want to call it, just a few moments to yourself where you think about what's going on around you, what's going on in your life, literally, and no matter how big, no matter how big or how small, any little thing, and just kind of think about those things, and that's where you have to know yourself before you can know and learn from other people, you know. So that's the issue nowadays. Like, not many people do that.
Of course. Like, people don't know themselves because, like, they're just flushed with so much information, you know? So much thoughts that aren't theirs. Like, Cole one day in my first talk was like speaking about it. Like, everyone doesn't have their own opinion because, like, we're so flooded with information that's
literally,
like that we don't resonate with.
At the click of a button. And that's another issue. A lot of people will be presented with something, like, they do see it because we just, in the internet age we live in nowadays, we have access to all this information. But the issue with that is because there's so much, people fail to do their due diligence and look through all that information, you know?
That's true. Now, how do you feel about cognitive dissonance? Like, viewing information that you don't agree with. Or do you do that, or no?
I mean, everyone does that. Obviously, not everything you see you're gonna agree with off the bat. So just like, personally for me, like, I'll sit down and read articles on a topic of someone who has a total opposite viewpoint of me. Just because that's how I am. Like, I like to see where they're coming from and what their reasoning is. But nowadays, most people are so quick to just be presented with that information. They see it and like, oh, this is garbage, just because, like, I don't agree.
Exactly, bro.
And that's what the issue is. Just like, you have to diversify your sources of information. Just like people who watch just CNN. Like, no, you can't just watch CNN. You might not like Fox News. Toss some Fox News in there. Toss some MSNBC in there. Some BBC or some Sky News or international stuff. You know. But most people just they find what they like and who tells them what they like, and that's all they look at. And that's when people get so, like, it's like exactly narrow-minded. Like, you're going down a one-lane highway, and that's where a lot of problems come.
So, like, how can, like, we, like, as kids our age, like, change that? Because, like kids our age, like we can do it quite easily, you know what I mean, like, online. But, like, for our parents, it's like a lot harder because, like,
so
they're not as long, like,
people get lost in their ways. Just like, I'm sure everyone's had this issue with their parents. You think one way about something, and just because your parents were brought up totally differently, whether it's because of their background or just because of their age, they definitely don't agree, and they have some strong rooted, whether it's hatred or just a strong rooted opinion on whatever you guys might be arguing about. So nowadays, I'm thankful and I'm blessed because my parents are very understanding. So at any time, like, I've always been able to just sit down and talk to my parents about things that we might disagree on, things we might see differently, and not everyone is so fortunate. But I think just nowadays, as people, we just have to not be so quick to get angry or frustrated. You have to sit down and some people are lost in their ways. They can't be saved. You can't talk to everyone and convince everyone. But at the least, you know, start by just sitting down with someone, just listening. Like, not enough people nowadays just sit and listen. Shut your mouth, don't say a word, and just listen sometimes, and see why the person thinks how they think, and maybe from there you might find a channel to have a better discussion with them. But you won't find out unless you sit down and listen.
Exactly, and like with everything, man, there's always like a gray area with common ground in it, you know?
Exactly.
And not enough people want to find the gray area and the common ground to have a solid conversation. Like, that's why, like this, I love this right here, bro. Like, I love talking to people, honestly, bro.
I'm the same way.
Dude, it's so interesting, bro, because, like, online, like me, you like never hung out, you know what I mean? Like, we
always knew each other.
Yeah, we knew each other, like, growing up, you know?
Yeah,
but like, we never, like, I wouldn't say I got lunch, but like we never like hung out. Like, let's hang out, and like, this is genuine, man. Like,
bro, just sitting out here enjoying the view, having a nice conversation. Just like you said, with the gray area, just like people see things usually as black and white, and that's not always the case. Like you said, there is that gray area, but people are kind of scared to delve into that gray area.
Exactly.
And, because people are so, they like to be comfortable. I personally am comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, same.
So like you have to nowadays, because not everything is, like you said, black or white. There is a gray area, so you have to be able to kind of like dive in.
Of course, dive in, and like also like adjust your opinions, like like adjust yourself, man. Like I know one quote from like some like Chinese like proverb or something like that. It's called "Be like water." It's like water, like it flows, man. Like
it takes the shape of its container, but
exactly.
it's so it can be changed so easy. Just like so don't be ice.
Exactly, and like I love that quote. Like I stick with it, man. Like that's how I live my life, man. I just try to like flow and like adjust. Things are going well, then like, all right, why is it going well? I take a step back and then adjust.
Exactly. So
I can get back to happiness.
That goes back to the point of just sitting down and thinking about what's going on around you, about what's going on in your life, because you have to realize something's off or something's not right. So the only way you can do that is by sitting down and thinking about those things going on around you, so you can make the appropriate changes in your life. You know.
Of course. And like mental health is like gaining traction like with their generation, and like I feel like the reason most kids are depressed is because they don't take a step back and see themselves for who they are. Right.
So that goes back to the whole to live your life, you have to be comfortable with yourself before you can be comfortable with those around you, and that is it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to find out who you are and the things you like and how you want to live your life, but just I live my life one day at a time.
Yeah.
I know that sounds
super cliche.
Super cliche, but I mean you can't control everything going on around you. You can't focus on everything. Sometimes you need to narrow your focus on little things, because you can't like, just like the Titanic, you can't just like whip that bit and do a 360 just like that. It takes time.
Yeah.
So you gotta sit down, like by changing little things, that might change the big picture for you. You can't just snap your fingers and go in the total opposite direction. It's one day at a time. It's little things, you know.
You're so wise, bro. you're like, you're so fucking wise, bro.
I'm gonna write a book. It'll be out in Barnes and Noble for y'all soon.
Hey, I can't wait. See, like, this is like life right here, bro. Just like wind blowing, bro. Sun setting, bro. Like, not enough people realize. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's just so busy. Like, they can't take the time to relax, bro.
Take 5 minutes. Like, personally for me, I've always loved sunsets. So seeing this right now, sitting here with you, is dope. But it's something I've always done since high school. I always used to go to the park right by my house. I mean, I'm sure those of y'all who know me definitely know this. You catch me there, but sometimes I'd be with friends, sometimes I'd just be by myself, sitting in my car, sitting on the bench, just enjoying the outdoors. Might have a good book just to think, or just to enjoy and observe the beautiful things around me,
That's dope. Question. Have you read The Alchemist?
I have not.
It's
on my list. I got a nice long list of books to read, and that is on my list.
Like, I read that book, bro, and like it helped me like find who I am, bro. Like I wouldn't say I was going through it, but like I needed a book to like help me, And like that book like helped me, man. Like
exactly.
That book like opened my eyes.
That's another thing. Not a lot of kids our age read anymore. I grew up reading books left and right. My sister and I mean, you can call me a nerd if you want, but my parents, my mom actually specifically, used to take my sister and I to the library once a week.
That's good.
We'd get like 5-10 books, whatever it was, and we used to chew those things up, run through them, and because of that, I'm thankful to my mom for that. So to this day, I love to read.
Yeah, that's good. Like with me, bro, like I was like the opposite. Like growing up, like I didn't really read, you know what I mean? But like I knew how to read, but I just didn't read. But like last year, like I started reading, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, bro, like this shit is dope. That's
like how you come across, bro. That's how you educate yourself about things in the past, things going on around you. Like you have to focus, and you have to want to consume,
of course,
and obtain that knowledge. It's there for the taking. So why not go grab it?
And like it also like keeps you off technology, bro. Cause like the freaking like bouncing around real quick, but like the blue light, bro. Like you're in pharmacy, so you know about about the blue light and how it affects like our biology. So like tell us about that real quick, bro. Cause like that's big.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know. So basically, there are a lot of studies coming out now saying how you shouldn't be on your phone like an hour before bed. And I mean, I agree. They do say the blue light is harmful for your eyes, just like whether it's your computer, your phone, things like that. Just because they affect neural pathways in your brain, which is why so many people might have problems with insomnia and stuff nowadays. Because like I'm sure people who have iPhones now, you know, you get every Sunday, you get that screen time message. Some of y'all be on your phones like 10 hours a day. Try to tone it down a little bit, and just like that hour before you go to bed, try not to really be on your phone. Try not to be watching TV. Don't sleep with the TV on. That's a big one. That light definitely messes you up. But yeah, try not to be on your phone. Try not to be on the computer, and just kind of you gotta like wind your body down. So and as that becomes routine, your body knows it's time for bed. You know, so you won't have those issues falling asleep or staying asleep.
And like one thing I did was like I always read like an hour, you know what I mean? Like you read for an hour and then like fall asleep, because when you read, like your eyes get heavy and you just get tired and you just go to sleep. So that's
like
a good routine.
If that's what helps you, that's good. Yeah, like I personally don't like to read before bed because I like to remember what I read, and sometimes you'll wake up like, did I read this? Or like you won't remember. But yeah, for some people it's great. Like if reading puts you to sleep, yeah. So maybe set aside a chapter a night or whatever it is, so you can fall asleep. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, time's running out. How many last words you want to say to the viewers?
I mean, just like I think we covered it all, man. If you have any further questions, just feel free to slide in the DMs. I love meeting people, talking to people. So I have knowledge and I'm willing to share it. If you guys have knowledge for me, please hit me up. I love to learn. So
perfect. All right, boss. Yo, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro.
Of course.
You're the man.
Nice to see you.
All right, nice to see you too. All right, boss.